That's something that I learned in integrative learning that I wish, everybody else in the world could have, because it's something that, being a student, you're always looking towards your future, you're looking towards that next job, you're looking towards that internship. And, you're always looking for that thing that sets you apart. And everyone always talks about how extracurriculars are that thing, study abroad is that thing. Somebody always has an answer of, this is the thing that gets you there. But integrative learning takes all of that, and that's why that matters. It's not you did this extracurricular activity, it's what did you get out of doing that extracurricular activity, and that's what integrative learning is about.
I realized that I can't separate who I am from what I'm learning. Even sitting in some of these basic classes where it goes over this huge body of knowledge, at first it could feel really overwhelming, but then you personalize something. It's when it becomes meaningful. It's when you really engage people and you start challenging them to think about what it is that they're learning and how that can be incorporated with what they already know, and how can that merger or coalescing those two things bring blossom into a beautiful and new and adventurous learning experience, not only for them but for their constituents who are sharing in that experience with them.
It's validated a lot of things in my life that I didn't think were that important. They were important to me, but I felt like it didn't matter to anybody else, and I felt like it didn't matter in the grand scheme of everything that I'm doing in my life. I'm a double science major, so being a double science major, I'm sitting here thinking, 20 years of ballet doesn't really mean a whole lot when you're in a science field. And then going through it and thinking, but, I have all these teamwork skills, and I know how to communicate well, and I know how to, deal with, tough problems and, continue working on things even though they're frustrating. It's all of that stuff is what you do in a research lab. You work with your group, you work through problems, and there are all these different things that, going through ballet and whatever was really important that I never connected. And it wasn't until somebody straight up asked me, all right, why does that matter? I was like, well, I don't know. And sitting there and kind of fumbling through it and figuring out this is why this matters to me. This is how this is important to other people besides just me, was this amazing experience. And now I can, go into an interview and be yeah, this is a hobby for me. This is something that I love to do, but here's why you should care about it. It's not just, these are the classes I took. And I think that's a big difference for interviews and internships and stuff, when you can sit down and be not only did I take all these classes that everybody else in the world took, but this is why you should like me better than them. It's I have this experience and this is what I got from it.